Oh man, I didn't have the sound on throughout that first part of my spiel here, so we'll start now. What you see on the screen there, that's a little bit of root I cut out. That'll go down with a couple of flushes. We'll make our way back to the section of concern that I was describing to a mute screen here in a second. So we get we're about 65 feet out now. There's a lip in the pipe that I'm not going to make it over with this camera. So you can see that the bottom of the pipe's wearing away, similar to upstream, closer to the house here. Good amount of water there. I'd be suspicious that section is experiencing some sort of break as well. So this is in the 6-inch pipe, about 63 feet down the line, and I'm not going to be able to examine any more of the line due to the size of this lip I'm going into. Oh, I did jump over it. There we go. Got some sewage waste on the side there. That I'm not going to be able to push through. So I'm just diving into that sewage. You can see that the line's turning left there. Sharp 45, possibly steeper degree going left. Or catching up quite a bit of sewage in this spot. This could be a spot of concern in the future. But for now, for today's clog, we were back further. But that is definitely a spot of concern. I'm going to come back to the spot that caused today's clog, or this particular clog. Once I make my way back here. There's some of that loose root we cut out. So this old concrete, you can see about halfway up the screen, it starts getting rough over time. That's just from 70, 80 years, however old the house is, where the sewage running along that concrete, it's just made it kind of rough and aggregate. That slows the sewage down, and then when it hits like a root spot or a sharp turn, it'll come to a complete stop, and that's when you get your clogs. That or the roots growing in causing the clog. So we're coming back. That's the 6-inch pipe right here, coming back into 4-inch diameter pipe. You'll see some root dangling from the top that we cut out. This is the main spot of concern, though. This is where the clog occurred. Large root coming in from the top, broken section of pipe on the bottom left there. So you can see how thin that pipe is. Just the lip of that pipe, that's piped down to about a 1/4 inch of thickness, maybe a 1/2 inch thick concrete, and that root from whatever that vegetation is, probably one of those bigger trees outside, has grown into the sewer line to the point where it's broken that thinner concrete pipe. So we're missing half of the pipe there, and quite a bit of that sewage is just, and it's on the right side of the screen as well, broken. There's only a small section of pipe that the water and sewage is flowing through right now. And that's because it's wearing away from from that root breaking into it. That is going to be a bigger spot of concern going forwards. I foresee that being an issue. It's full of water now, full of sewage. However, the pipe is open at this time. This is some SDR 35 plastic, so at some point somebody's replaced a small section of this line. And we're back into cast iron here. I'm guessing this immediate turn outside the house failed at some point, and they had to replace that, and now we're failing further downstream. So the line definitely needs some attention. We're in cast iron now underneath the house. There's also a small section of ABS plastic somebody's replaced, and coming back through this old cast iron and back up out of the cleanout. So there's your cleanout. Technician today on site was Casey. And we'll end the recording there.